So I thought I would share something personal with you about my health. Not something I'm entirely comfortable talking about in public, but I will do it because I've not been able to find that much information about it on the internet and about personal stories, which are always helpful. So I'm gonna put my story out there and put out a bit more information, hopefully, and that will help others, I hope. I'm not a doctor, obviously, so I'm only speaking from my experience, but here goes. So I've been pretty healthy my whole life, very active, doing lots of sports, like 8, 9, 10 kilometers a day, several hours of sport. Like my whole life I've just been like madly into all that stuff, lots of energy, all that kind of thing. At the same time, running quite a high-paced career, business, fast-moving life, stress, all that kind of thing. Anyway, when I do my running, I run with a Garmin watch, and that Garmin watch tracks like my VO2 max, which is like basically the way that your body takes in oxygen and processes that. And basically the higher your VO2 max, the better athlete you are, and measuring my racing times, like seeing if I'm improving or not, taking my exercise really seriously, monitoring my heart rate, resting heart rate, all that kind of thing. And I was doing pretty well at running. I was running with the Chiltern Harriers, did very well for my age group, competitive runner and all that kind of thing. And then I noticed in 2021, towards the end of 2021, that my performance started to go down. And yeah, there was no reason for it, like why. I was basically slowing down and my VO2 max started going down, and that on a graph just carried on happening. And I was just getting worse at running, even though I was running a lot, and I didn't understand why. And at the same time, some of my hair started falling out. I had lots of hair to start with anyway, but I noticed hair loss. I noticed my eyes were a bit like intense and slightly bulgy. I noticed anxiety. I was really nervous. I didn't know why. And I went to the doctors several times and said, look, I'm not feeling well. I also had palpitations. My heart rate was going up. So normally I'm like 58 resting heart rate, which is okay because I'm an athlete. So a lower heart rate is okay if you train. And that went up to 77. Come on. And I also noticed that in my runs, my heart rate would, the higher rate would go up to 220 even sometimes, or like 180, 190 standard. And I was like, why am I getting so tired on runs? Why is my heart rate going up? So I went to the doctor, said, you won't believe this. Doctor said, oh yeah, nothing wrong with you. You are healthy. Just keep running because you're highly strung. So keep at the athletics and don't worry about it. And then I went back and I was like, I'm not feeling better. I'm feeling worse. My performance is going down. I'm feeling worse. I'm feeling worse. And then they were like, yeah, maybe it's just like you're stressed, mental health. I'm like, yeah. I was like, look, I'm anxious, but there's no need for me to be anxious. Like nothing is going on, nothing extra than out of the ordinary. So then they said, go and do yoga. So I was like, great, that's great. And then this carried on until at the end of 2023. And then I was like, I've had enough. So I booked a private consultation with an endocrinologist because I wanted an expert to look at me and see what was wrong with me. So I had to get the referral from my local GP center, and the nurse was there and she was like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're probably like this because it's menopause and whatever. I was like, I'm not menopausal, okay? I'm, with the greatest respect, dearest nurse, I am not here for your opinion. I'm here for a referral and I would like the referral, please, thank you. And she finally gave me the referral. I got the referral, ran out of there, went straight to an endo who comes highly recommended. Was very nervous about seeing this endocrinologist. She's like the best in the industry. If you're gonna do it, go with the best. And she comes highly recommended. And I walked in there and she just, when someone just looks at you, like she saw me, she saw what I was going through. She took my hands. She was like, oh, felt them. Your hands are sweaty. Are you nervous? And she looks at my face and sat me down, started asking me questions. And then became a little bit quieter and typed along on the doctors, typing on the computers. And then said, look, we're going to run a whole bunch of tests on you. We need to see what's going on. I believe you. There is something going on. We need to get to the bottom of this. When I tell you tests, I'm talking about pages. Pages, okay? Book of tests. She calls me back a few days later and is, girl, you gotta take some medicine. Excuse my accent, but she was like, basically, you have got to take carbimazole. And I was like, why do I have to take carbimazole? She's like, because you, my dear, have got hyperthyroidism. It is an autoimmune disease and it's called Graves' disease. That's what you have. I was like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm healthy, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you're not. Your thyroid, your body is attacking your thyroid. Your own body has warfare with your own thyroid. Okay, and it's making you produce too many hormones, and it's making you too intense, and it's making your metabolism work too fast, and all that stuff. And I was like, you have got to be kidding. She was like, and you need to take the highest dose now, literally now. So they emergency sent me the medicine, and I started taking the medicine. And I was like, oh, and also, she was like, by the way, no more running for you. No running. I was like, you are literally joking. That is my life. If I don't run, I'm going to get anxious even more. She was like, no, if you carry on running, you could die. You could literally die on one of those hills that you run up because your heart is strained right now. Your hormones are out of control. You need to take the medicine and stop with the running. So I had to reframe this crazy mind of mine and be like, I'm not allowed to run, which was mentally, I can't even tell you. I cannot begin to explain how difficult that was for me. I am a hyperactive person who's always done sport. To tell me I can't run was, anyway, I stopped running. I went for gentle walks and I felt my body calming down. The medicine started to calm me down. I started becoming more sane. I started becoming more clear. My memory came back. Over the next few months, my hair started growing back. I started feeling better. In the meantime, she was testing. My hormones returned to normal pretty quickly. And I was very happy. And then I also called a functional medicine person because I know that lifestyle, food, any sort of viruses you have in your body, they all impact you. So I thought, I'm going to have, if I've got this thing, I am bringing in the army of people to surround me like a team. I'm treating it like a corporate project, like a thing, like work, and I'm bringing in the team, and we're gonna sort this thing out. Okay, we are gonna get on top of this thing. So I've called in a functional medicine person, also highly recommended, got on top of my diet, found out I have gluten intolerance, got on top of that, found out I had a deficiency in vitamin D, which can actually trigger autoimmune, got on top of that. And at the moment, touch wood, at the moment, I am fully in remission. I am in remission. I am off the medication for a few months. My hormones have returned to normal. I feel great. My running speed is back, not quite where it was, but climbing like a graph, climbing back up. And at the moment, touch wood, everything is good. However, I am not taking my health for granted again. I am not doing that. I'm going to keep on top of it. I am going to be kinder to myself. I'm not going to whip myself into like excessive go, keep running, David Goggins style, but listen to my body. And when something's wrong, the heart rate, blah, 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 take action. And that's what I recommend for you, whatever health thing you may be going through or whatever. I'm not an expert at all. But what worked for me is believing myself that something was wrong and putting in the processes that I needed to put in to try get on top of it. And that is what I've done. And so far it's good and I'm in remission. And hopefully there won't be a part 2 about I'm back in a problem. At the moment it's good and it's worked, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And to anyone who's suffering with autoimmune condition, I feel you, I feel for you, I am with you. We're in this together and gonna get on top of it. And I wish you good health and happiness.